Binge drinking is fun and potentially deadly. A study published in the British Medical Journal states that more young people are dying from liver disease than in the past. Data from the CDC shows the number of 24 to 34-year-olds who died due to alcohol-related liver disease has nearly tripled between 1999 to 2016, from 259 in 1999 to 767 in 2016. Dr. Elliot Tapper, who co-wrote the study, believes that it may have something to do with the global financial crisis, as a loss of opportunity and psychological burden may have led to some abusive drinking. According to the study, ethnic groups such as whites, Native Americans, and Hispanic Americans saw an increase of liver-related deaths, while Asian Americans saw a decrease. Binge drinking is defined by the CDC as drinking 5 or more standard drinks in a few hours for men and 4 for women. The CDC warns that drinking too much alcohol can cause liver cancer and may also cause liver cirrhosis. However, Dr. Tapper did have some encouraging news. Liver disease is often reversible. The sooner the patients stop drinking, the better their chances of recovering. More alcohol-related stories.
In Mother Russia, drinking bath liquid is vodka Russian roulette. Dozens of people have died in the Siberian city of Irkutsk after drinking a bath liquid containing alcohol that's commonly used as a cheap substitute for vodka. The liquid in question is reported to be a counterfeit version of a hawthorn-scented bubble bath liquid, which some people abuse to get drunk. The bath liquid is cheaper than the lowest-priced vodka sold in Russia, unfortunately making it an attractive alcoholic alternative for the poor. While listed as 93% ethanol, which is the kind of alcohol that's typically found in alcoholic drinks, the liquid also contains methanol, a toxic ingredient found in antifreeze that can be fatal if consumed. Medical professionals estimate that as many as 12 million Russians drink alcoholic alternatives each year, including perfumes and window cleaners. Authorities have detained 7 people involved in the production of the substance and seized 2,000 bottles from stores. The bath liquid has killed at least 49 people, with 8 others still in critical condition as of December 19th. If you're willing to drink bottles of liquid labeled not fit for consumption just to forget your troubles, then times must really be tough. Wonder what Russia's almighty leader is planning to do about this one. So, drinking is not all bad then, huh? A new study shows that drinking a glass of wine or beer several times a week may lower your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. The findings suggest that men who drank 14 alcoholic drinks a week had a 43% lower chance of developing type 2 diabetes than non-drinkers. Women who had 9 drinks a week had a 58% lower chance than non-drinkers. However, the findings show that hard liquor had no such effect on men and would increase the risk of diabetes for women, whereas wine appeared to provide benefits for both men and women. The research also highlights the importance of spacing out alcohol intake, because those who only drank once a week were associated with a higher risk than those who drank several times per week. U.S. health experts say they wouldn't recommend people increase their drinking based on this study. They say the study did not provide a proven explanation of any link between alcohol consumption and diabetes.
Indonesian pilot fired for attempting to fly drunk. A budget airline in Indonesia is under investigation after one of its pilots was caught trying to fly a commercial Airbus while intoxicated. On December 28th, the tipsy pilot, 32-year-old Takad Purna, successfully bypassed security checkpoints, stumbling through the metal detector and dropping personal items along the way. The pilot then entered the cockpit and began making a largely incomprehensible pre-flight announcement that unnerved some, if not all, of the 154 passengers on board. Not wanting to put their lives in the hands of a flight captain barely able to string a sentence together, several passengers walked off the plane. Concerned, the passengers reported the pilot's strange behavior to CityLink airline staff, who then quickly had the pilot removed and replaced. The flight took off about an hour behind schedule, but better late than dead. The president and operational director of CityLink have both resigned over the incident, and the pilot has been fired as the investigation continues. 1 year ago, AirlineRatings.com ranked CityLink among the bottom 10 of the world's major airlines with the lowest safety ratings, 9 of which were from Indonesia. Since 2001, a reported 40 air accidents in Indonesia have resulted in fatalities. Factors for the country's failings range from outdated equipment and planes to runways that are too short. A shortage of skilled pilots, ground personnel, and most notably, air traffic controllers is also to blame, with only 1,400 people charged with monitoring the more than 10,000 Indonesian flights per day. According to an MIT statistician, 1 out of 1 million airline passengers will die on board an Indonesian flight, 25 times the death rate of airlines in the United States. That's not good.
How wasted are you? Wearables are all the rage these days, and there's finally one that promises to turn most of us into responsible alcoholics. Proof is a wristband that functions like a fitness tracker, but tracks alcohol content instead of activity, and discreetly displays it on your phone. The wearable reads alcohol molecules in the skin and converts it into an electrical current using a disposable cartridge that can last for up to 12 hours. It's capable of predicting how drunk or sober the wearer is, and can send out alerts once a specific blood alcohol level is reached. There's also an invite-only friends feature that allows the user to keep track of how much alcohol their loved ones have had. Proof is looking at a target price of $100 to $150, and is said to be crowdfunded sometime in 2017. Until then, drink responsibly. Drunk passenger attacks passengers and crew on flight to Mexico. An Aeromexico plane from San Francisco to Mexico City was forced to make an emergency landing after a drunk passenger went nuts 30,000 feet up in the air. The trouble began on Aeromexico flight AM 664 when the man started yelling mid-flight for no apparent reason. He then started harassing other passengers and flight attendants after they came over to see what the commotion was about. After making an emergency landing at Guadalajara Airport, it took 4 security guards to pull the highly combative passenger off the aircraft. He must have been hungry, too, because he was trying to bite people as well. One witness said it took about 40 minutes to get the guy off the plane. She said he was hitting and punching other passengers as they went united on him, and that he reeked of alcohol.
Coca-Cola gets boozy in Japan. It took over a century, but Coca-Cola is finally dipping its toes into the alcoholic beverages market. The catch? Only in Japan. With health-conscious people now shunning sugar, dismal soda sales have prompted the company to branch out with more innocuous drinks. Fortunately, they've realized that, at least in Japan, the fizzy, sugary stuff sells, but only if you booze it up. Case in point, the Japanese live for chuhais, alcoholic drinks made from shochu, sparkling water, and fruity flavorings that's especially popular with the ladies. Coca-Cola wants a slice of that chuhai pie and is set to experiment on developing their own unique version. Local beverage makers may be ahead of the game, but everyone and their obasang is curious to see what a player like the Coca-Cola company will bring to the table. The soda giant claims it's unlikely they'll be pulling this sort of boozy stunt elsewhere in the world, even though there are plenty of fans jonesing for a stiffer drink.